Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome back to Patsy Rates Cars. So if you are unfamiliar with the format, basically I get my wife Patsy to rate cars from a passenger's perspective. If you're wondering why it is from a passenger's perspective, it is because she can't drive because of a medical condition. Anyway, Patsy, come on in. Good to have you back. It feels like ages since you've been on the channel. And you probably can't tell, but she's lost loads of weight. You've lost over 3 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fantastic. Very well done, darling. Anyway, let's move on to the car we have this week, which is the Ford Ka Plus Active. So, darling, if you let me know what you think about the styling and the outside, and then we can jump in because it is very cold today in the UK.
First thing I would say is when you told me the name of the colour,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that's going to be quite nice.
Okay.
Now I've seen it in the flesh, I don't quite like it.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. So this colour is called Canyon Ridge, and as you can see, it's a bronze kind of colour. On the side, there's a emergency services vehicle going past.
Oh, he gave you a beep.
Yeah. The fire engine, ambulance. Yeah, when I saw this colour on the spec sheet, I thought, ooh, that looks really nice. But in real life, I'm not as big a fan of it.
Also, when you showed me the photo, or when I googled it I should say, it looked more of an orange colour to it, like a nice orange, burnt orange colour.
Yeah.
But it just looks like a copper colour, a copper brown.
Yeah, it's a bronze really, isn't it?
Well, the alloys don't really do much for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they don't do anything for me. The plastic trim, I know it has to have it, just makes it look cheap.
Oh, I wouldn't say it makes it look cheap. So for those of you that aren't aware, guys, the Ka Plus Active is basically a city car that has been made to look like an SUV, which is why it's got the plastic cladding, and it's also got silver roof rails as well.
The back, I'd say the back is more prettier than the front.
Really? That
Yeah.
surprises me. Okay, because I prefer the front to the back.
No, I think
No?
I prefer the back. I
Okay.
prefer the back. There's not much you can say about the back.
Yeah.
The wiper looks like it should be attached to my glasses rather than the back of a car.
Yeah, it does look pretty small, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks quite tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we get inside where it's bound to be a little bit warmer? Right. I shall join you in a minute. I just want to show the guys what the front looks like in case they haven't seen it. So guys, this is what the front looks like. There we are. As I said a few moments ago, I prefer the front to the back, but Patsy prefers the back to the front. Anyway, let me take you inside. Hello, I'm back.
Oh, did you miss me?
No.
That's all right. Feelings mutual.
Oh,
You make yourself sound like an old man getting in this car.
I'm cold. Right, so what do you think of the inside?
It's warm.
Yes, but more specifically, the actual design of the car.
It's a bit plain, boring, bland, plasticky.
Well, to be fair, it
But no. I can understand why it's done that. It's the type of the car it is. It's not going to be all singing, all dancing, soft touch leather, nice trim here and there, loads of knobs to fiddle with. Giggity.
Excuse me?
Do you know what? I've said it before. I love cars with the black headlining.
Yeah, I think in this car I could take it or leave it, to be honest.
There's enough. Well, I say there's enough space, like between myself and the driver. There is enough space to feel comfortable. I don't know why, but I do feel like my lower half of my body is cocooned as such, like I've got my legs in a box or something. But I'm really going to sound silly with this, but I love the shape of the armrest because I don't like sitting with my arm down like that.
Yeah.
I quite like how I can just sit like that. It's very arm shape.
Okay.
Oh, I've just noticed this.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's part of the active interior specification. Ford calls it the Sienna Hazel Atmosphere.
Yeah, all right then.
I'm pretty sure they used the word atmosphere, but yeah. Anyway, this is the Sienna Hazel kind of interior trim. So you also get bronze stitching on the steering wheel.
I didn't even notice that.
I quite like it.
I do actually quite like the seats, you know.
And
oh, look! It looks like someone's had a skid mark and wiped their ass on the seat when they've got up.
I don't think that was the. I don't think that's what Ford were aiming for, if I'm going to be honest.
So the designer of the seats didn't go, do you know what? I'm going to design it as if someone has done a skid mark down the seat. Was that not what they proposed?
Yeah, probably a good time to do my disclaimer. Now, we may share the same surname, but Patsy's thoughts do not necessarily reflect mine or indeed car obsession. Especially when it comes to skid marks on seats.
Or did I get my facts wrong?
I would like to say yes, but I'm pretty sure you are wrong. So let me quickly talk you through what is standard. So you get the 6.5 inch touchscreen.
It's comical. It's nice to have it. It looks too small for the car.
I think it looks alright.
But I do appreciate that they've put one in.
So yeah, as standard you get the touchscreen.
Which I shall demonstrate. Oh, it's quite responsive.
Yeah, let me turn the ignition off because it's moaning because the driver's door's open. Oh, it stopped now. You also get
this is very responsive.
It's not bad. The design is quite plain, but it does work quite well. I've also got air conditioning, cruise control.
Woo, woo.
Are you having fun there?
I am demonstrating.
Got cruise control. Fantastic, thank you.
When am I going on the payroll?
Never. But you don't get automatic headlights, which I find weird.
Actually, it doesn't sound as bad as I thought when it starts up.
No, so this engine is a 3-cylinder, therefore you get that nice 3-cylinder thrum, which I quite like.
What litre is it?
1.2.
Oh, okay.
So this is the new engine which replaces the old 1.2 litre Duratec engine. This engine has got twin variable camshaft timing, and to put that into layman's terms,
I know a certain amount about cars, but you've just jargoned my brain.
Yeah, so
dumb it down for me.
As you know, and as I'm sure you know, I'm far from a mechanical mastermind. So let me put it simply. So this engine, compared to the old engine, has got 10% more low-end torque, which basically means that the car's a bit more responsive. It's a little bit more fuel efficient, and it is also a little more refined as well. So it is an improvement on the last one.
Okay.
So in regards to horsepower, I have a mighty 85 of them. Yeah. And in regards to torque, I've got...
You're really not doing anything for me right now.
In regards to torque, I've got 115 Newton meters. This car will hit 62 miles per hour.
In 1 week, 1 day, in 21 hours.
Yeah, eventually. In around 13 and a half seconds. And
I can walk to 60 quicker than that.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't even reach 60. And the top speed is a little over 100 miles per hour. So this car is rapid. Like, look. Yeah. In fairness, this car isn't designed to be fast.
No, it's not.
No. Now, what are your first thoughts in regards to comfort?
The comfort... Oh, I've got all the seats. The mat's muddy, sorry.
Well, that's why, that's why it's good to have the rubber floor mats.
Yeah, I got it up here, though.
Well, you got it on the carpet?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake, how did you manage that?
Because I stretched my feet out.
Oh, for God's sake. You've just undone all of Ford's hard work by putting rubber floor mats in, by getting...
Well, they should frickin' extend it. What kind of person sits here like this? I like to stretch my legs out.
Look at the state of that floor mat.
It's alright, once it's dried it'll brush out. Anyway, seats. Now the seats themselves...
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're uncomfortable though, but they are a bit on the firm side. And I feel like the seats are positioned too high up in the car.
I think that's purely because this car is meant to kind of mimic an SUV, therefore to offer
Not the burnt out speed camera.
to offer passengers and drivers a raised up seating position. I don't mind the seats, but what I will say for me as a driver, for my particular body shape, I find the upper part of the seat lacks support. So I feel as if so I had to make sure my clip-on microphone wasn't.
Do you know what? I don't feel that, but I'm not as tall as you.
But yeah, I feel like the top part of the seat is too shallow, and if I were to drive this for a longer journey, I don't think my upper back and my shoulders would have the support that I would need.
Okay.
What do you think about the ride? He says once we've stopped, but never mind.
It's not as bad as I was expecting. I did expect it to be a little bit more unsettled.
Okay.
And I did expect to move more within more. Well, hello.
Ferrari 360
I'm not
Spider.
pointing at the MX-5 either.
Oi!
No, it's a Mark III.
Yeah.
It's a Mark III.
Yeah, Ferrari 360 Spider, very nice indeed.
GTI. This has turned into car spotting.
It has turned into car spotting.
No, that's not.
There's not a GTI.
It's not. Oh.
No, I'm not too sure. No.
I think it's been made to look like a GTI.
I think it might be an Edition 30. I'm not too sure.
PRC, car spotting.
We've digressed. I think the ride is pretty good. It can be a little bit unsettled sometimes.
Okay.
But for the most part, it soaks up most bumps pretty well. And I think that I can't imagine too many people would be too uncomfortable in here. It is quite a smooth riding car, in my opinion.
It doesn't make that nice a sound.
Well, no, but then again, it isn't designed to.
Oh, sorry, no, let me rephrase that. It sounds like it's straining. Even when you're not giving it too much, it sounds like it's really having to strain.
Okay, yeah, I can sort of see where you are coming from. But thankfully, the engine note isn't too boomy. It is audible, of course, but
It's quieter than I expected it to be for a 1.2, like for an engine of this, should we say, spec.
That's 5,000 revs.
You would have to start to just increase your voice a bit.
Yeah, so I imagine this car on the motorway would be quite noisy.
I bet the tyre noises. Actually, talking of tyre noise,
it's not great.
It's right. No, it is loud, and I'd hate to think how loud this gets on the motorway, but
Yeah.
it's not loud enough to start annoying me. Like
No,
during a conversation, I can still block it out.
Yeah, it's audible, but I wouldn't say it's particularly intrusive. Wind noise isn't too bad either.
Body roll's quite high. Just going slow around that roundabout, I felt it quite a bit.
I think, see, when I first drove this car, I agreed. The first time I put it around a proper corner, I thought, oh, that's quite roly-poly. But when you actually start to drive it a bit more, the body roll doesn't actually feel as bad as what. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, sometimes you think, oh, hang on a minute, but the actual body roll isn't too bad, in my opinion.
Can we talk about how much this is?
Yes, we can. So this car starts from £13,445, but because I've got the optional paint, and I've also got the optional city pack, which gives me rear electric windows because they aren't standard. I also get, wait for this, I get power heated foldable wing mirrors. I know, luxury.
Right.
And I also get rear parking sensor. So this car is £14,545.
Okay. See, first off, I would have thought that sounds quite reasonable.
It does, and yes, I thought it was quite reasonable. However,
And we're both going to say probably the same thing. I'm going to say its competitors are either cheaper and you get more, or you get a lot more not a lot more for the same price, but this doesn't, you think on paper this gives you a lot for your money,
Yeah.
but based on its competitors, you could get a lot more for probably a fair bit less.
well, it depends what you're comparing it to. So if you compare it to, the comparable Vauxhall the comparable Vauxhall Viva Rocks, once you've added on the options which have got it to a similar kind of spec, the prices are quite evenly matched. However, if you go for a Kia Picanto X-Line,
okay, yes,
that comes with more standard, and it is cheaper. So you could also have a Suzuki Ignis as well.
no.
Why would you not have one?
I love the Ignis. Don't get me wrong, I love the Ignis. It is great value for money. It's a great car, but for me, it would come down to looks as well.
So I like the Ignis. Plus, with the Ignis, you can have a mild hybrid system if you wanted one. You can have an automatic gearbox, whereas this car is not available with an automatic gearbox.
Okay.
And the Kia Picanto X-Line is also available with an automatic gearbox. However, this car is available with a diesel engine, like I mentioned earlier, whereas the Viva Rocks, the Picanto X-Line and the Ignis are not available with
So basically, if you
diesel.
want a diesel, you've got no choice but to have something like this.
If you want this kind of car, yes. And to be honest, I think this kind of car is quite pointless. A city car it's designed to be used in a city or in a town.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's called a city car. Therefore, why would anyone feel the need to kind of dress it up as an SUV and kind of have this small compact crossover?
Yeah.
It's pointless. Well, I think it is. And at least with the Ignis, you can have a four-wheel drive. Whereas
So you can't have this with this forward.
No.
Oh, see?
Oh, I thought you were shocked. I thought you were like, but
No.
you're just yawning, just bored.
I'm bored with the lack of options. I wouldn't even entertain a car like this. I would either go for a city car or I'd go full-blown SUV. So would
Yeah.
I own one? Definitely not. And that's not because I point blank don't like the car. I just wouldn't own it. I would either pick a city car or I'd go full-blown SUV. There's no point of having something in the middle. I get there's going to be people that this is for, but you've got to be that in that niche for this car to suit you.
Yeah, and niche is the right word, because this car is, yeah. But for me, I can't really think of who would actually go out and buy this car. I can't think of a particular demographic this car would suit. Now, if you're watching this video and you think, oh no, I think this car would be good for me, let us know, because I'm really struggling to kind of think of Ford's potential market that this car is aimed towards.
You can't even say it's for a young family because...
Well, you could do, but can I say this is the best car for a young or small family? No, because you could just go out and buy a standard Ford Car Plus, or
Standard?
What?
Is that a word?
No, standard Ford Car Plus.
Oh.
Or you could go out and get a Fiesta, or another Super Mini. For me, this car simply doesn't make sense. Yeah, quite a damning verdict from myself. But speaking of verdicts, what's your verdict on this car?
Honestly,
So, what would you give it out of 5?
3.
I think that's a fair score. Yeah.
Simply because I don't feel this has a point in the current market. If this was taken off tomorrow, it wouldn't be missed.
And I think I would agree with you. Right, on that note, I think it's time to finish. We've been waffling on for quite some time, and as you may be able to see, it's starting to get dark as well.
And I'm getting hangry.
Filming in the UK in winter is such an absolute ball ache because...
Well, for you, I don't have balls to ache.
Yeah, I should hope not. It gets dark so quickly, so yeah, time for us to wrap up. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, or you've found it informative. Maybe not so much informative, because we've just kind of just waffled on like we normally do. But if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click that bell icon so you get notified every time I, or indeed Patsy and I, make a video. And if you aren't subscribed, guys, what are you waiting for? Be sure to subscribe for more car obsession. I thought you were going to join me. You left me hanging.
All right, let's do the ending again.
No,
Be
fine.
sure to
No.
subscribe for more.
It's too late. The moment's passed.
For more.
It's too late.
For more.
Too late. You've ruined it.
Oh.